Quality. Quality is contingent upon quality of the curriculum. Do we have standardized curriculum? Quality of tutorial support. Every semester, the university hires part-time tutors, 45 to 50,000. Each one of them given 30 to 40 students to provide instructional support, to give some guidance that they need. This is a modified face-to-face educational opportunity. Most of the study is done by the learners themselves. Assignments are given to them. Tutors are there to evaluate those assignments. 30% of the grade is based on these assignments that students have to do after self-study. 70% of the grade is based upon traditional examinations. And then we conflate these two to come up with a final grade that the students are getting. In this way, the old perception that you get in and you get out with a piece of paper has been changed. Mainly because the proof of the pudding is in the product. They go to higher education, some of them in traditional universities, some of them go overseas. They have to be admitted not only on the basis of the transcript, but on the basis of what they can do. So our 4-year telecommunication graduates are responsible for creating in the country one of the most rapidly growing telecommunication network using distance mobile telephony. Our graduates have built that system. They are running that system. Now they are going to Sweden or to Germany or to England or to Netherlands for master's degrees so that they could come back. That's where the proof of the pudding is. Now, let me take the last few minutes to share with you some of the things that we have done outside the university. A university is not just a place of higher education for a particular country or location. If this weapon of mass education is to be used effectively, then it ought to be put on the new delivery systems. The new delivery system is internet. The new delivery system is standardized acceptance of courses and credits. This university, along with the 4th oldest open university in the world, which is in New Delhi, India, Indira Gandhi Open University, we embarked upon a very interesting project. And that is, how come that our credits and your credits are not mutually accepted? Let's sit down and work out a memorandum of understanding whereby we have common standards of admission, common standards of the time on task, common standards of acceptance, so that people can go from one open university to another. You start in Delhi, complete in Islamabad. You start in Islamabad, complete your education in Bangladesh or in Sri Lanka. So now we have developed what is called a regional compact. A regional compact so that we could share materials, we could share research, and we could share our students and our faculty to meet the relevant needs of the region. This, my friends, is the future of open education. Not only to strengthen it within, but also to strengthen it in the region. Even though Fred never asked me, but here I am giving you a few suggestions. Number one, open university has to have its own entity, its own infrastructure, and its place to develop the current and up-to-date quality instructional materials. It should have a system to produce them in a timely fashion, then disseminate them, send them out to the students in a timely fashion. Today, many of our study guides and textbooks are being used by the traditional university faculties because they are good. And this is something that you need to do. Please give it a serious thought. Secondly, distance education knows no boundaries. We can do it in Maryland, we can do it in Sao Paulo, and we can do it in Islamabad. A regional compact, in spite of all the difficulties that are standing in the way, academicians, faculty members, administrators and rectors of distance education institutions should meet regularly. This 15th Congress is an example of that. In the next 2 years, if we make a resolution today that we are going to try to create this regional compact of distance education involving Latin American countries, difficulties notwithstanding, let's strive for it. And finally, I said, history is not just looking back. History is looking forward. This young group of dedicated distance educators have to take the challenge. And the challenge is to make history. The gross enrollment ratios that we need in Brazil or in Pakistan are not to be done through the traditional means. We've got to have the multiplier effect of distance education, bring more people into the system, then send them out. My friends, talent is here. Tools are here. What we need is the collective wisdom to put the tools and the talent together so that we could solve the problems not only of Brazil, but of the region, and hopefully create an educated, enlightened, safe, and saner world for all of us. Thank you very much.